Steve, the NCAA Committee on Legislative Relief announced it will issue a waiver to allow athletes that D1 programs placed on the, quote, designated student athlete list to enter the transfer portal between July 7th, Monday, coming up, and August 5th. This is a one-time transfer portal window.
Another one.
Another one is not open to every D1 athlete. It's for designated athletes who are
they
athletes.
Put on waivers? Okay. I don't know. They're just this whole thing. I don't even know what to think. I'm just wondering who's designated,
stupid.
the ones that can't play or the ones who don't have their NIL pay?
I'm so fucking tired of this dumb shit. This is the dumbest shit. So now is this going to be a loophole?
To watch some ball, doing my research, doing all my reading, and then this shit. Oh, God.
Yeah, so now you're going to have 7 weekends from now. You'll have a new quarterback.
That's insane. That's way too late. It's too late. You can't just because imagine, let's say for whatever reason, I don't know, like your second string running back who's a rotational guy is now a designated student athlete, and he leaves right in this window. This is camp. This is right before the season starts. You can't lose players at that.
Steve, if this was the only portal, would you be cool if this was the only one?
I think there should be one. I don't care when it is. Make it one. Probably so you know who your team is going into June, and I'd still make the rule. You sit out a year. You want to curb most of this. I mean, there's a hypocrisy in the sense that people say they want player empowerment, but are the same ones that'll then complain about this stuff. Me, I'm consistent.
Yeah,
I actually know. Like when people say we shouldn't have promoters in boxing, really. So the promoters are just going to be the fighters. You want to see some bad fights? Let the fighters choose their own fights. Okay. It's funny because I always say, well, if you don't like promoters, then shouldn't promoters just have one fight deals? The same people say, well, then there's no security for the fighters. Well, wait a minute. I thought you wanted freedom from the fighters for the fighters. Well,
we have both. Right.
You know,
Steve, this right here is crazy because this is another loophole that they're going to allow you to use for the guy that was supposed to be going to get cut, Steve. Oh, You're going to cut me anyway. Then you made a horrible decision, or you're not ready to play. You're just giving another out for a guy that doesn't want to compete. I don't see this being up. What is this good for? Nobody.
Well, we have to be honest. Look, do in the past were guys run off? Were scholarships taken? Yes, it was that way to a certain degree. But what's going on now is just pure anarchy. So, did anyone specifically ask for this?
Yeah, I don't know. It came out of nowhere, right?
What brought this legislation on?
Fuck, Pabby. Well, it's the new house settlement. The new house settlement is apparently who did it.
What's the new
expanding the scholarship rosters to 105? No walk-ons.
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay, that would be my next question. I was asking, what is the new roster limits? Okay, I think that's what it is. So this is interesting. I don't know. We'll see how this thing plays out.
What if you're a guy that is happy being a depth piece? You're into your 4th or 5th year. You're one guy from getting your degree, and you've already made it in your mind. Look, this is as far as I'm getting with football. I'm going to hop into the real world in about 9 months. I'm good. And then all of a sudden, does someone tap you on the shoulder? Hey, you're designated as a student athlete, and you'd be like, yeah, exactly. I've never changed. Why? Am I being released? Cut? Okay.
And then, like, what happens? So, like, if they, to your point, Steve, if they cut you in that situation, but you don't want to transfer, do they still have to honor your scholarship if you want to stay at the school?
Right.
Education, you know what I'm saying?
Or would they say, but you can't practice, you're not going to be a part of the team, stuff like that? And
right.
I'd be like, well, wait a minute, hold on. So I could just go to school then? And I'm already thinking, if I don't have NFL aspirations anymore,
right,
that's not a bad deal.
It's party.
Not a bad deal. If you have your priorities correct, I'm going to send this message again to all the young men out there. 98% of you, even if you make the NFL, will not be playing football by the age of 27, 28. Look up the numbers.
Nice.
So be prepared for the next chapter of your life. Uncle Kimster keeps it real here. I'm not your friend. What I am is the only guy that might tell you the truth.
Love it. Love it. That's what we do here on the Realest Show on Planet Earth. And you can go get that, use that K9.
K9 Kim.
K9 Kim.
Letter K, numeral 9, KIM.